don't want you hugging me. I don't like to hear people coughing and hacking up mucus and snot. This system that we live in does not allow people to heal or to process. And what I mean about that is you see a lot of people walking around, they're functioning. They look like they got it all together. Oh, they look good on the outside, but on the inside, something just ain't right because this system has caused a lot of damage to people. And I happen to be one of them. See, I can tell you about my story. There are some things that has happened in this world that has changed me mentally and emotionally. I don't even interact with people the same way because of this. And I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not by myself. I want to talk about 2020 because I seen some dirty and grimy stuff happen in 2020. And nobody talks about this part because we live in a world right now that only care about profit. They see people as profit. That's why things continue to evolve now because it's all about the dollar. That's why we see data centers being built, cryptocurrency expanding. AI is developing and it's not going to stop because it's all about profits. The system don't care about your healing process or your emotions. That's something you have to take by force. So I'm going to tell you all some of the grimy stuff that I just got to get it out my system because nobody talks about it. If we didn't have documentaries, people would forget what happened. But let me tell you all what I saw. Now, you all know I'm a social worker. And in 2020, I was going into people's homes, interacting with them, trying to help them while this illness was going on. Didn't know anything about it. And while a lot of people were sheltering in place, I was working harder than ever, going into people's homes, being unprotected, being uninformed. Why? Because the world has to go on, because this world is built off of profits. And if you don't make money, you're not going to survive. Nothing's going to shut down, even if it's a crisis, because you still have to pay bills. You still have to take care of your children. You have to feed yourself. That's just how the world is made. So for me, nothing shut down. I didn't get to work from home. But you know what I saw? I saw professionals going to work with the illness. And they knew they had the illness, but they had to keep working because they had bills to pay. I know nurses personally who went to work with the illness and they put their N95 mask on and they continued to do their job because they needed to get paid. That's the truth. It was some dark and grimy times. I saw business owners. They couldn't shut down their business. They had a business to run. They went to work with the illness, interacted with the customers with the illness because they could not stop. Because why? This world is built off profits. It don't care about people. You got to make the money. And the system does not care about your health. Some of the things I saw was caregivers who had nobody else to turn to, taking care of loved ones with the illness. Why? Because they didn't have anybody else to help them. So they had to suit up, put on a mask, and just say a prayer. And let me tell you why this memory came into my mind. It's because I was watching Dr. Fauci talk about the issues surrounding 2020. And I'm not trying to make this a political video because I don't do that on my channel. But I'm just talking about the things I experienced and what I saw with my own eyes. So I was going to work seeing all kind of things. And I found out I was essential. I didn't even know I was essential. Now, eventually, they stopped us from going into people's homes, which I am so thankful to God. But I still was working behind the scenes doing research, talking to people with the illness. And they were telling me their experiences. See, it's a lot of people out in the world that don't have support. They're just functioning, just trying to survive. So a lot of people still had to take care of themselves because everybody who had the illness didn't have chronic symptoms. So they were still out at the grocery stores. They were still pumping gas. They were still at the pharmacy picking up prescriptions, interacting with people. This was going on. And we had people arguing over masks. Should we wear them? I don't want to wear them. Like, we got to do something. Then I had to still deal with the workplace foolishness. We still had supervisors who still wanted to exert themselves. They wanted to show their power over people, still trying to write people up over foolishness because you didn't dot an I, you didn't cross a T. That kind of ego stuff going on. You already under stress, just trying to do your job, and they writing you up over something that's out of your control. Because I can tell you all, I've had the illness 4 times, and you get a little brain fog. It does. It makes you have brain fog. People don't talk about that. And I still had to perform my job and being critiqued on everything that I do. Oh, I got to write you up because of that. That's the kind of stuff I had to deal with. And then the kids, y'all, they let the kids out of school. The system want profits. It don't care. The system wasn't caring about kids being at home by themselves, trying to do school online for the first time. It didn't care. Y'all know what can happen to kids when they're left alone. It was kids 6 and 7 years old at home by themselves. But don't nobody talk about it because people are just functioning. They like get through one thing and they go to the next thing and they never get to heal. And that's one of the biggest realizations I have about 2020. It changed the world. It changed people in a lot of ways that I can't even begin to talk about because it would be too long. The world will still go on and continue to want you to make an income to survive even in a crisis. It's all about profits. And 2020 changed me in a lot of ways. And you all let me know, has it changed you in a lot of ways? Let me know what you saw, what you experienced, because don't nobody talk about it a whole lot. Like now, I can't stand to be in crowds. I don't like to hear people cough. I don't want you hugging me. I don't like to hear people coughing and hacking up mucus and snot. I don't want that around me. Don't shake my hand, fist bump me. Because I've had the illness 4 times. I don't want to be sick. And this is why I leave people alone to themselves. I stop trying to analyze people. Because there's a lot of times when you're at work, people like to analyze people. Oh, she's not speaking. She's not talking. Leave people alone. You don't know what people are going through. People are just trying to function and survive and get through this. That's why some people, they don't like you in their personal space, talking in their face, spitting and stuff. Because people do that. They be all up in your face. That freaks me out. I do grocery pickup now. I try to stay out of large crowds. People don't talk about going to work with coworkers that you see every day and they don't come back. They don't make it back. People don't talk about that. That's why it's so important to take care of your mental health, take your vacations, get your me time, do something that makes you feel good, because life can't just be all about functioning and surviving. But this world, it likes profits. It doesn't care about people for real. It's just not set up that way. You have to do it for yourself. That's why I told y'all I am taking all of my vacations and breaks and time. I'm taking all the time that I need to heal properly. All hell can be breaking loose, and that Alabama power bill is going to come. That Georgia power bill is going to come. They still are expecting you to make a payment every 30 days. But I just wanted to know if you all see what I see. Put some eyeglasses in the comments if you do. If you all like this type of conversation, make sure that you like and subscribe. I just want to tell you all how much I appreciate you all so much for being a part of this community. Thank you all for the likes, the hypes, and the comments, because that helps the algorithm. But I'm going to go for now, y'all, because it is hot out here. But I look forward to talking to you all in the comments.